Happiness and science. Can you remember the last time you felt truly happy? That warm feeling that washes over you makes your day brighter. Happiness is something we all chase, but what if I told you there's a science behind it? What is happiness? Happiness is a tricky thing to define, but we can look at it in a couple of ways. One way is to consider how people feel about their lives. It's not just about avoiding bad feelings, it's also about having lots of good ones. This is called subjective well-being. Another way to think about happiness is by looking at the ancient Greek idea called eudaimonia. It's about living well and reaching your true potential. It's not just a short-term feeling, it's more about having a fulfilling and meaningful life. These two ideas, subjective well-being and eudaimonia, go hand in hand. Feeling good helps us deal with life's ups and downs while pursuing our goals, and living in a way that's true to ourselves gives us a sense of purpose. So, to be happy, it's important to balance enjoying life with finding meaning and direction. What makes us happy? Our happiness depends on many things, and some we can control more than others. Factors that contribute to happiness can vary from person to person. What makes one person happy may not be the same for another. It's a combination of internal and external factors, and finding your unique path to happiness is a personal journey. Are our genes the happy ingredient in life's recipe? Happiness is partly in our genes. Some people are naturally inclined to be happier, thanks to their genetic makeup. Studies tell us that around 50% of our happiness differences are linked to our genes. This means that some people start with a higher level of happiness, and they tend to go back to that level even after good or bad things happen. But don't worry, it doesn't mean we're stuck with our genes. Our happiness can change as life goes on, depending on what's happening around us and the choices we make. And remember, our genes are just one piece of the puzzle. The rest depends on our environment and how we act. The happiness ingredients: nature, nurture, and the unexpected twists. Where we live and the world around us has a big say in how happy we are. There are two parts to this: the physical stuff and the social stuff. The physical stuff includes things like the weather, pollution, noise, safety, and how comfortable our surroundings are. Then there's the social stuff, which is about our culture, what's normal in our society, the rules and laws, and how much support we get from people around us. For instance, living in a place with a good economy, freedom, fair treatment, equal opportunities, and a clean environment can make us happier. Also, having a strong network of family and friends and a caring community can boost our happiness. But here's the thing, we don't always have control over our environment. Sometimes, life puts us in tough situations. That's when we need to rely on our inner strength and the ways we handle challenges to keep going and thrive. Happiness boosters, the little habits that make a big difference. The way we act is a big deal when it comes to our happiness, and the good news is that we can control it. Here are some behaviors that can boost our happiness. Moving around and exercising can make us feel better, both in our minds and bodies. It releases chemicals that make us happy and help us think more clearly. Instead of focusing on what we don't have, being thankful for what we do have can make us happier. It helps us see the good stuff and say thanks to those who help us. Helping others without expecting anything back can make us and the people we help feel better. It's like a circle of goodness, where we show care and get care in return. Trying out new stuff challenges us, makes us smarter, and gives us a sense of achievement. It's a way to grow and feel curious and creative. Figuring out what matters to us and living by our values can make us happier. It's like having a purpose and making a positive impact on the world. These are just a few examples, and there are lots of other behaviors that can boost our happiness. The key is to find what works best for us and make it a part of our daily routine. Boosting your mood and feeling groovy, practical tips for a happier you. Now that we know a bit about what makes us happy, let's talk about how we can use this knowledge in our own lives. Here are some simple tips to lift your spirits and feel better, based on what we've talked about. Embrace your natural happiness style. Understand that you're born with a happiness level that's unique to you. Don't measure your joy against what makes others happy. Instead, concentrate on making your own happiness better. It's like having your own happiness style. Just because someone else's volume is different doesn't mean you can't adjust yours to find your own perfect tune. Make your surroundings work for your happiness. Look for places that make you feel good and safe and give you a boost. Like a cozy, comfy nook or a park where you can relax. If you can't change where you are, try changing how you see it. Find the good stuff or the chances to learn and grow, even in not-so-perfect situations. Decide how you act. Pick things that make you happy, like the tips we talked about earlier. Try out different stuff to see what makes you smile. It's like trying on different outfits until you find the one that fits just right. But don't forget to mix things up. Keep an eye on how happy you are. You can do this by writing in a journal, using apps, or answering some questions. This helps you figure out what makes you happy and what doesn't. It's like making a list of what you like to eat and what you don't. When you know what works, you can do more of that. Plus, when you see that you're doing well, it's like getting a gold star. You can celebrate your happy moments and be proud of yourself for feeling good. So, keep track of your happiness and cheer yourself on for doing great. Chasing happiness, is it the journey or the destination? Why do we chase happiness? Is it the ultimate goal, or does it lead us to something more? These are tricky questions that science can't fully answer, but we can think about them. Maybe happiness isn't just a choice, perhaps it's a duty. It's not just about us, it's about being responsible. It might be more than just living, it could be about rising above. So, is happiness the journey we're on or the beautiful place we're headed to? That's a puzzle we can explore. Unleash your superpowers with happiness. When we're happy, we unlock amazing abilities. It's like having a secret superpower. Happiness boosts our creativity, helps us get more done, and makes us perform better. But here's the catch: being happy isn't always a walk in the park. It takes work, control, and smart choices. It's a mix of good and tough times, joy and sadness. Happiness isn't a steady thing, it goes up and down. And it's not a sure thing, but it's possible. So, it's like chasing a treasure because happiness is worth the adventure. It's worth living for and even reaching for the stars. Action step. Choose one of these happiness-boosting strategies that resonate with you and commit to incorporating it into your daily routine. Over time, you'll find that cultivating happiness is not only achievable but also incredibly rewarding.